Main stages of assembling an aerodynamic facility. The bottom turning vane sections can be assembled simultaneously in all three shafts of the building. The bottom left corner block is lowered to the floor of the basement in a vertical position, with a clearance of 200 mm from the wall. The bottom flanges are moved into the end niches, while the turning vane section is simultaneously rotated until it contacts all the flanges with its seats. Once installed and fitted to the flanges, the left corner block is moved 200 mm into the side niche. The right corner section is installed in the same way, but it is not moved into the side niche. Once the right corner block is fastened with anchors, the left corner block is moved into the projected position and is also fastened in place with anchors. The central turning vane section consists of 4 blocks. The near left block of the bottom central section is lowered into the central shaft with a clearance of 200 mm from the wall. The block is put into the projected position and then moved 200 mm into the side niche. The near right block of the central section is installed similarly. The near right block is moved 200 mm into the side niche. The far left and right blocks of the central turning vane section are installed. The far sections are fixed in their projected positions with anchors. The near blocks are moved into their projected positions and fastened with anchors. The axial fan outlet diffusers in the side shafts are installed at the same time as the air jet in the central shaft is assembled. 24 dampers, spaced 1 meter apart, are installed on the concrete ledge in the bottom part of the side shaft at a distance of 150 mm from the edge of the ledge. The right half of the axial fan outlet diffuser is lowered into the side shaft until it reaches the dampers, and then moved sideways into the niche until it contacts the wall. The left half of the axial fan outlet diffuser is lowered into the side shaft and mounted on the dampers. The right half is moved into its projected position and mounted on the dampers. Air jet assembly. 44 dampers, spaced 0.8 meters apart, are mounted on a steel beam at a distance of 150 mm from the edge of the duct. The detachable segment is removed from the steel beam to leave the aperture in the air jet's steel beam open. 15 air jet sectors are lowered onto the dampers one after another and fastened to each other with screws. The sector above the gap in the air jet steel beam is inserted last. The gap in the steel beam is closed with a detachable segment and fastened in place with screws. In the central shaft above the air jet, the safety net ring is installed, with the dampers fastened to the top flange of the air jet with screws. The safety net is stretched across. The steel axial fan skirts are lowered into the side shafts and fastened to the upper flanges of the axial fan outlet diffusers with screws. The axial fan frames are installed in the side shafts. The axial fans are mounted on the frames and screwed in place using their own damping systems. Alternatively, if the equipment above has already been installed, the axial fans can be installed as follows. 2 rails are fastened to the axial fan frames so that they stretch out of the building through the window. The axial fan, furnished with rollers, is put on the rails and rolled into its projected position. The rails are dismantled and the axial fan is fastened to the dampers with screws. Installation of the inlet duct fork of the axial fan. In the side shafts, supports are installed for the duct fork, which is assembled externally. The duct fork is lowered into its projected position in the side shafts and fastened to the supports with screws. Installation of the flight chamber diffuser. The upper flight chamber ring is installed in the central shaft on 24 dampers spaced at regular intervals at a distance of 150 mm from the edge of the duct. The flight chamber diffuser sectors are installed on the dampers one after another and are fastened to each other with screws. The assembled diffuser is fastened to the dampers with screws. The upper central container with turning vanes is fully assembled at the construction site, complete with dampers. It is then installed into its projected position, and its dampers are fastened to the building's structural elements with anchors. The components of the ventilation diffuser, the main frame, the release valve, and the side baths are assembled at the construction site. The main frame is installed into its projected position. The attached components, the release valve, the side baths and the leaf shutters, are fastened to the main frame. The corner module with turning vanes is fully assembled at the construction site, complete with dampers. It is then installed into its projected position, and its dampers are fastened to the building's structural elements with anchors. Flight chamber assembly. The glass floor beams and ring are installed in the opening of the flight chamber. A temporary metal floor is installed. The lower part of the flight chamber is assembled on top of the safety net ring and fastened to the glass floor ring. The upper part of the flight chamber is assembled on the glass floor ring and fastened to the upper flight chamber ring. The temporary floor is then dismantled and a glass floor installed in its place. The waiting area is assembled.